Hello again, everybody. My name is Matt Mitchell. I'm with the City of Hot Springs Utilities Department. With me today is Monty Ledbetter. He's the Utilities Director for the City of Hot Springs. Today's subject is going to be on the sewer backups. And this is something not a lot of people want to talk about. It's never a problem until it is a problem. But today we want to address some concerns and answer a few questions, some frequently asked questions that maybe you may have. So, without further ado, Monty, welcome. Nice to have you here today. My first question is, when it comes to a sewer issue, who is the responsible party?
Well, the city is responsible for the manholes and the main lines that are in the street. From manhole to manhole, there's a section of main that runs. It could be on your side of the street, it could be in the middle of the street, it could be on the opposite side of the street. So the city is responsible for that. The homeowners are responsible for the service lines that come from the house to tie on to the main lines, or possibly even tie into a manhole directly. But the homeowners are responsible for those.
So the homeowner is responsible for the line that hits the point of entry to the city's fixture. Is that?
Yeah, yes, that's correct. And you know, some of the problems that we run into there are grease. Some of those lines are made out of clay tile that allow root intrusions. So if you have large trees in your yard, anything like that, that could penetrate that service line and cause you some problems.
Okay. What does the city do to help prevent some of the damage to these private properties?
Well, we have several crews that work, and we work 24/7, but we have several crews that work in this area. We are always out in the city doing a lot of preventive maintenance on the system, where we rod and clean sewer lines on a daily basis. So that prevents from having backups. We're always actively pursuing I&I, which I&I is inflow and infiltration. That's rainwater getting into the system through cracks in the mains or through manhole tops, anything that could be off or loose. So we're always actively pursuing those issues.
Excellent. And what can the customer do to avoid some of these costly repairs?
Well, some of the things the customers can do is to make sure that washing dishes is fine, but when it comes to grease, bacon grease, wet wipes, those kind of things, don't flush those or don't put those in the sink. Make sure that those go in the trash. They go to a landfill and not into the wastewater system. But everything else is fine. Just make sure, kind of police that yourselves. Grease is our worst enemy, and along with wet wipes.
Absolutely. And I guess that brings us to the other item, the elephant in the room. What's this device here? And this is another one of these things we're going to discuss today, and this is a backwater preventer, and I'll let you talk briefly about that.
Okay. Most people don't have one of these at their house, okay? But just about everybody would need one of these. Your house, if your house is lower, it is in a low point in the system to where it is below the manhole that's out in the street, then you definitely would need one of these. Matter of fact, it's Arkansas State Plumbing Code requires you to have one, but a lot of homeowners don't have these. These devices are really simple. They're installed in the main line that leaves your house that goes to the city's main, and they're really simple how they operate. If you can look inside here, there's a little flapper, so the water just flows through this way and comes out this side, and so the water can only go one direction. So when we have large rain events in the city and sometimes our system gets full, we have backwater that comes back from the mains to the houses. This flapper in here prevents it from going any further than this, so it stops it. It simply closes this, and it won't allow the water to go any further. You can clean these really simple by pulling this out. This is going to be buried below ground, so you can glue a piece of PVC onto this, and then it pulls out like this, and you would simply just clean this device, wash it down with a water hose, clean this little rubber gasket around here, and simply just lower it back down in there, and it's installed. And so these are really simple. A plumber can install these. Our homeowner can install them, but most of the time you would probably want a plumber to do this.
And roughly, what does one of these devices cost?
These devices cost around $60 to $85.
Nice.
So
That's a pretty cheap insurance to protect your home from a messy situation, or at worst, some damage. Looks pretty easy to have installed, fairly inexpensive. On this note, what about homeowners insurance? A lot of people assume that maybe their homeowners insurance would take care of a backup.
right, and unfortunately it doesn't on most cases. So I would encourage all homeowners in the city of Hot Springs or anywhere to make sure they check with their homeowner policies. Check with your agent to make sure that you have a rider for sewer backups. It's really inexpensive. Costs just a few dollars a year to add that to your policy. Most homeowners don't know to ask for that, but you have to ask for that to be added. It's not included in your basic policies.
Excellent information. I hope that everyone pays attention to these things. A few little items that the homeowners can do themselves to work with us. The city's always out there looking to how they can improve things for the customer, but it takes some cooperation from both ends and to really prevent a nasty issue from arising. Monty, thanks for spending some time with us today to maybe answer some of these questions, some of these gray areas that maybe the customers have. And if you have any more questions, have any items of concern, please feel free to visit the city's website and get the emergency numbers or the toll-free numbers to call and get some more questions answered if you have any further questions. We thank you for watching today, and we look forward to seeing you next time on the City Network. Thank you.